Okay, today we're going to solve fractions, adding fractions and subtracting fractions using a model. We'll use two methods. We're going to use the fraction pieces and we're going to actually draw pictures. Now if you look at the first one, adding 4/6 plus 3/6, I'll show you how to use that, how to add those two fractions using the fractions pieces. So now I have 4/6 right here. Here's 1/6, 2/6, 3/6, 4/6. Okay? So here's my whole piece. I'm going to kind of let you see to compare it to the whole piece. So that's 4/6. And then my paper also says plus 3/6. So now 1/6, 2/6. Now if you look at it, I've formed a whole already. So I can take that out. That's 2/6 that I've added, and I needed to add one more 6. So now it comes up to be 1 whole and 1/6. Let me try that again, just in case you're confused. I put my whole piece up here so you can compare it to the whole piece. Here's 4/6. 1, 2, 3, 3/6, 4/6. Then I have to add 3 more 6. 1/6, 2/6. I formed a hole there, which is the same size as this one, so I'm going to exchange my 6 pieces, my 6 out of 6 pieces, for the hole. So I'm going to take that out, and then I know I have to add 1 more 6. So now my answer to that problem is 1 and 1/6. 1 whole and 1/6. So I'll write that on this paper. 1 whole and 1/6. It's kind of hard to write upside down, but I'll try to do it. The next method I'm going to show you is how to draw it using just making simple. I know you don't have any fraction pieces at home, so that's why I'm going to show you how to draw this addition problem. So I know that my 6, my denominator, I always get tripped up on that word denominator. My denominator tells me how many equal parts to make, so I'm going to make 6 equal parts. So there's my 6 equal parts. I'm going to shade in 4 of them. 1, 6, 2, 6, 3, 6, 4, 6. Okay? And now I have to add 3 more 6 to it. I'm not going to make another whole nother box just yet because I still have 2 more 6s that I can color in. So for the 3, 6, 1, 6, 2, 6. Now I got to make another whole box because I've already completed this right here. So I got to make another whole box. And because my denominator is 6, I have to break it into 6 equal parts. And then shade it in. I like to do different colors, shading in different colors to represent one fraction from the other so you can see the actual addition. So the red equals 4/6, that's in our problem, and the green equals 3/6, that's in our problem. So now I add it all together. I see that I have 1 whole colored in or shaded in, and then I have 1/6 left over that's shaded in. So therefore my answer is 1 whole and 1/6. If you see it right here, 1 and 1/6. Okay, the next problem. Let's move on to the next problem. We have 1 3/4 minus 2/4. So that means that I have to take 1 whole, move my 6 pieces out the way, 1 whole and 3/4. Okay? 1 whole and 3/4. This is minus, so I have to take away 2/4. So now, take away 2/4. 1/4, 2/4, and it leaves me with 1 whole and 1/4. 1 and 1/4. So this is how we write 1 and 1/4. I'm going to try to write it upside down again, but it's kind of hard to write that 4 upside down. So now, like I said, I know you don't have any fraction pieces at home, so I'm going to draw this one for you. So, yeah, let me take another sheet of paper so you won't get confused with the other problem. 1 and 1/4. So let me draw 1 whole. And 3/4. My denominator tells me how many equal parts I have to break it into. So I have to break it into 4 equal parts. 1 whole and 3/4. So I have my 1 whole, and I'm going to shade in my 3/4. 2/4, 3/4. Okay, then my subtraction problem says subtract 2/4 from it. So this time, because I'm subtracting, I'm not coloring in any new parts at all. I am now subtracting, so I'm going to make an X. Take out 2/4. I don't touch this one because that's not included in it. So I can put an X on any one of these fours as long as it's 2 of them. It's 1/4, 2/4. So now what I'm left over with is 1 whole and 1/4. Let me color in this 1 whole so you can know that that's actually 1 whole. So 1 whole and 1/4, just like I have here, 1 whole and 1/4. And we don't say 1 whole and 1/4. When we say it, we say 1 and 1/4. Okay, the next problem. If you look at the next one, 5/3 plus 2/3. So let me get my fraction pieces. The denominator tells me how many equal parts, so it's 3 equal parts. So now let me find 5/3. Let me put my whole out here again to compare it. So I gotta have 5/3. 1/3, 2/3, 3/3. Oh, that's the same thing as a whole. So now I can take that out. Let me exchange it for 1 whole. And now I gotta put in 2 more thirds. So that's 1 whole and 2/3. Let me do that again. To make 5/3, I have to have, here's my whole piece I use. I always put it out there to compare to make sure that I have the right pieces. So 1/3, 2/3, 3/3. That's the same size as 1 whole. Okay, remember I gotta get 5/3. If I wanted to do it like this, I can do it like this: 5/3. 1/3, 2/3, 3/3, 4/3, 5/3. I'll take this out just so I won't be confusing. Plus 2 more thirds. 1/3, 2/3. If you notice, I formed 2 holes. 1 hole right there. Another hole right there. So now I'm left with 2 holes and 1/3. Okay? 2 holes and 1/3. So now let me put that on there. 2 and 1/3. I got to turn the paper around. 2 and 1/3. Okay. Now let me draw it out for you. Remove the fraction pieces. For those people who don't have fraction pieces, don't worry, there's a method for this. So I draw 5/3. Remember, I have to make it into 3 equal parts because my denominator is 3. So okay, here's 1/3, 2/3, 3/3. Oh, I shaded in a hole. I got to make another one to make that 5/3. 4/3, 5/3. Okay, now I have to add 2/3 plus 2/3. So now I'm going to, because I'm adding on, I'm going to use a different color. So 2/3. 1/3. Oh, I used it all up. So now I got to make another hole and break it down in 3 parts. I already shaded in 1/3 and now 2/3. So if you notice here, I have 2 whole pieces that are shaded in and 1/3 left over. You see the 2 holes, they're all shaded in. Even though this is a green right here, it still counts as a whole piece because it's shaded, all 3 parts are shaded in. So now it's 2 and 1/3, just like how I have right here, 2 and 1/3. Okay, so now move on to the next problem. 2 and 1/5 minus 3/5. Okay, so I have to have 2 holes and my fifths. 2 holes and 1/5, or 2 and 1/5 minus 3/5. Okay, I got to take away 3/5. But if you look at this, I don't have any other fifths. I can take away 1/5, but I have 2 more fifths that I have to take away. So what do? I I exchange one of my wholes for a fifth piece. So watch this. Exchange one of my wholes and make it into 5/5. 1/5, 2/5, 3/5, 4/5, 5/5. So now, here's this. Take this out. Exchange this out. So now I can take away 3/5. 1/5, 2/5, 3/5. That now leaves me with 1 whole and 3/5. Wait a minute, did I do that right? Let me see if I did that right. Let's try it again. 2 and 1/5. Okay? Take away 3/5. Here's 1/5. Uh-oh, I don't have any more fifths to take out. So that means I got to make this into a whole. Take all my fifths and make them into a whole. There I go. And take this whole out. So I've already taken away 1/5 because the problem says take away 3/5. So there's 2/5, 3/5. So what I'm left over is 1 whole, 3/5. 1 and 3/5. So now I need to draw that out. Okay, take away my pieces. And I'll draw my 2 holes, 2 and 1/5. It's my 2 holes. And 1/5, that 5, the denominator lets me know how many equal parts I have to break this into. So now I have to break this other one into 5 equal parts. 1, 2, 3, or 5. I did it this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So, and then I shade in 1/5. Now I have to take away 3/5. So that means I'm not adding anything. I have to take out. So that means I have to cross it out. So I have to take away 3/5. Well, here's 1/5. But I don't have any more fifths to take out. I can't touch those because those aren't even a part of it. So now I have to do something with these holes here. I have to break these holes into fifths. So take one of these holes and break it into a fifth piece. 2 fifths. Let's see if I can do it like I did the last time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. So now, take away 1/5. So now I can cross it out. 2 fifths, 3 fifths. And now what I'm left over is 1 whole and 3 fifths that are left over. Let me shade this in to let you know what that's left over. Not perfect shading, but you can get the idea. 1 whole and 3 fifths are left over. So that's how we have 1 and 3 fifths. So I hope it helps you out a bit. Like I said, I understand that at home you may not have fraction pieces, or you can go to the teacher store and order purchase fraction pieces. But as long as you have a piece of paper and a pencil or some crayons or markers, anything to make them different colors, you'll be straight. You'll be able to add and subtract fractions in no time. Thank you.